What is going on, everybody? I'm sure we've all seen this opening once or twice before, but I just wanted to give a little bit of an update. I wanted to talk to all of you guys and be a little bit, long form. This video is probably going to be a little bit longer, but I haven't done one in a while, and because we all have the time to do things like this now, I am hopping back into it best I can. So first of all, those of you who don't know me, my name is Polar. I used to make videos of me playing games and put them on the internet. I don't as much anymore now. I've streamed a little bit, played some MLB The Show recently. Obviously this is Warzone, which we'll get into a little bit. If you haven't tried it, you should definitely play it. Play with all your friends, socialize, because it's on every system, every platform, and it's free. It's a lovely way to socially distance yourself, but be social and be with people. I think it's all important now that we have time to hang out and talk with each other, and video games are a great way to do that. So yeah, Warzone. I'm playing with my buddy Justin, and we actually have, it was just the two of us and then a random player who turned out to be pretty helpful for us in this game. We tend to drop dam a lot. I dropped a little bit short here, but it ends up working out in the end. It worked out for us. Dropping this police station for me has always been pretty good. I'm not going to claim that I am the best Warzone player or that this was the most aggressive Warzone gameplay you've ever seen. I'm not Hutchinson Anders. I'm not, Ninja exclusive ace or anything going crazy. But I think we did pretty well here. But we'll get to the gameplay when it gets interesting. But for now, essentially, I just kind of wanted to talk about what's going on in life. With this whole crazy social distancing situation. I'm lucky enough that I work for Starbucks, a billion-dollar company that is paying all of its employees for 30 days, whether we're working or not, and they're giving us the option to stay home and be safe, be with our families, and I can't thank them enough for that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people I know that don't have that option and are stuck at home, and they aren't getting paid, and they don't know what they're going to do with their bills, and part of that is why I like to play games with my friends and talk to them and be with them, because some of them don't know what they're going to do as far as, when the billing cycle comes in this month, how they're going to handle that, who's going to pay for their car and who's going to pay for their rent and their food, and the government's doing some to help out, but it's a lot of uncertainty, and that uncertainty can be very scary for a lot of people. So what we all should try and do, and what I've been trying to do, is, if you know someone like that, try and be with them as much as you possibly can and keep their spirits high and help them out if you can. And if they do work for a small business that's still open, support that small business. There's a brewery in my next town over that I really, really do love going there, and I appreciate their business. So I've been trying to give them as much business as I possibly can in times like this, because they need it. Small businesses don't have the cash on hand to keep paying everyone and keep them all paid up through no money coming in. So if you can give them some of your business and give them most of your business, that would be great. A great idea that I saw was, if you have a place that you like to go to, but you don't necessarily want to go out, buy gift cards. Go out and spend the money on a gift card, but then take that gift card and use it later, because the money still goes to them, and you can use it once this all blows through. Now, we don't know when that's going to be, but it's still a worthwhile investment. It's not like the money's going anywhere. You're still going to be able to use it at that establishment that you really enjoy. So that's my 2 cents on that. And Justin actually is one of the taproom managers at that brewery, and he's been having a bit of a hard time. That's why I play games with him. That's why I play games with a lot of my friends, is to keep up with them and keep in touch. And for people who watch this channel, that's probably something you're going to be into. But if you know other people who aren't necessarily into playing games, phone calls, stuff like that, I would say don't go hanging out with people. Stay home, stay with your family. But keep the distancing. What do they say? 6 feet, right? Social distancing. Here I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I was hoping that I could resupply from that ammo box again, but that wasn't going to happen. And then further on with that, get prepared for when we all go back to normal, whatever the new normal may be. If that's, in the middle of April or the beginning of May, whatever that happens to be, try and be ready for that, because it's going to be a little weird jumping back into the world. But the things we've learned from being in this situation still carry on after we've stopped, being in the middle of a pandemic. You still should wash your hands and stuff like that. Just basic practices and things that we should still keep doing. That I think it blows my mind that people might not have been doing beforehand. So that's something to keep in mind for everyone. As far as Warzone itself that we're looking at right now, I think it's really good. I liken it to like a hybrid of Apex and PUBG. I think people may say I'm a little off with that, but that's just what I feel. And I obviously can't jump into Windows either. I liken it to that sort of mix, but the reason this is so good, and it might, be able to help you connect with a bunch of people, is, again, it's every single console: Xbox, PS4, PC. No Switch just yet. I don't know if Switch will ever get it, but that's the hope, that they try and push it out for Switch. Whether Nintendo wants it, we don't know. And I think the Call of Duty feel really helps bring people into play, because everyone's played Call of Duty. Everyone who plays games has had some experience with Call of Duty to say, hey, we've got this game that you kind of know how to play because you've played it before. You can come in and play with us and hang out, and it's great. The thing about it, obviously, if they're not the most skilled, you're not jumping for wins, but it's fun just being in it with people. Here you see my loadout. If you want to pause it there to check, I'll give you the attachments I have on the weapons as I use them. So the AUG here is 60 round 5.56 conversion. The VLK scope, mono suppressor, stippled grip tape. I think that's it. Yeah, 60 round VLK, monolithic suppressor, stippled grip tape. Oh, and the long barrel, the extended barrel is on there. Not the big one, but the smaller extended barrel is on there. The perks are cold-blooded, overkill, and amped. And then the sniper has bipod, mono suppressor, thermal, recoil reducing stock, and the long barrel. Because obviously I use it at long distance. I have heartbeat sensor and then Molotov cocktails on for my lethal. This is normally the Warzone class I go with. I took a lot of inspiration off what Drifter and Exclusive Ace were doing with their testing. I might switch off the thermal scope. I'm not sure yet. The glass not being able to be seen through with the thermal scope kind of bugs me, but thermal has so many advantages. It doesn't worry about draw distance, and you can kind of pick people out a lot easier. I might try maybe go into the car with the NVG maybe, but the AX50 has the one-shot headshot down, which is kind of nice to have that the car doesn't. So it's loadout drops is a work in progress. Obviously they just made it more expensive, and here you see me trying to break all this glass so I could see out of it with my thermal scope. but it's a fun game. I think it's really enjoyable. I've played it with people who I haven't played Call of Duty with in years. You know, I play it with my cousins and my friends. So it's kind of it can be. I'm hoping that it can be some sort of universal thing. And obviously, if they're not into games, then go. You can take them on a hike or something like that. Because being outside is nice too. But like Animal Crossing's happening, that's a thing. MLB The Show, I've got a whole group chat that's MLB The Show, and we've been crushing that. So hopefully you'll see a little bit more of that content as we come out here and move forward through this pandemic, social distancing thing. Other things that to keep in mind while we're going through all this is teachers. If you know teachers in your lives, help them out if you can. They're going through a hard time right now trying to teach kids from home, and they don't have the resources to do it. They have to come up with their own online curriculums and all these things, and it's really stressful. And if you can help them out at all, give them any sort of comfort, make them if someone in your family make them dinner, like make sure that they don't have to worry about it. Step up and do some things to help them out, because they're not just sitting at home doing nothing. They're really racking their brains trying to help these kids learn. If you know of resources that might be able to help kids learn on a project or work on a topic, if you know of a YouTube channel that can help them out, or any sort of thing, book recommendations, something that can help the teachers get through this tough time. Now they say, at least where we are in Massachusetts, that May 4th is when schools are going to go back. We don't really know. I know a lot of my friends who are still in college, they aren't going back to school. It's just online for the rest of it. And they're kind of bummed out that, my sister's missing her graduation and the rest of her senior year, and she's really, really upset about that. So there's all these knock-on effects of what happened or what is happening in the world right now. And here you see us run into our first squad. And I don't want to say it goes well. They have the power position, and we try and snipe them out of it. But that tower, if you run by it, always send your you see a miss with a rocket, always look your scope up there into that tower, because usually there's someone up there. And if you can get a cheeky down or a team wipe with your snipers, it's always worth doing, because then you can push in and take their loot. I should have probably, at some point in this video, we downed one of them. We could have gone and pushed them, but it was such a far run that I didn't think it was prudent losing our lives to go up into that tower, because usually it's pretty covered, the entrance there. But yeah, there's so many knock-on effects because of what's happening. Like, I'm a soccer coach as well, and all the parks are closed. There's the down. It's a pretty decent shot. And there's not much that I can do with the kids I'm supposed to be coaching. Like, our season was supposed to start this Saturday, and as of now, it's not happening. I've sent emails out to the parents and been like, hey, if your kid can go outside and kick the ball around, great. But I can't even say go to the park because all the parks are closed. You can't go shoot at a net because they won't let you. And it's a tough thing to try and do. If you don't have the equipment and the stuff at home, it's hard to handle not being able to do a lot of the things that you're used to doing. And a lot of people have cabin fever and things of that nature because they can't get out and go do the things that are part of their daily routine. And it's a lot of it for me is, spending time with my family, my brothers, my brother, my sister, my girlfriend, my mom, and trying to get, closer with them and spend more time with them. My sister's down in Houston, and we've been playing Skype board games because that's, she's not going to fly back as the situation sits because she's not, comfortable doing so. So we're trying to keep her at home and be a part of the family as much as she can while she's down there. And it's gotten definitely, interesting with like making dinner. Whose turn is it to make dinner? Whose turn is it to watch? Because we're never home like this ever. So it's you learn and grow with your family and get closer and enjoy it. But we've had some growing pains, and I'm sure everyone does too. It's tough, it's a hard time to go through this. I don't think any of us, I don't know if anyone has gone through something like this before. I know, like, when I was still working, when we were still open at work, we were like, customers were coming in and they were talking about how they were worried, they didn't know what to do. And part of being open, which I didn't mind being open, was we were there as we were still a constant for people. And now I'm glad we have closed since, because obviously this is a little more serious than I think anyone had anticipated at that time. We're talking 3 or 4 weeks ago, but it's definitely hitting some people not having their normal routines. I had every Tuesday off, and I had my routine on Tuesdays and on my days off. I'm forgetting what day of the week it is because I'm not going to work, and that's how I think about what day of the week it is. When am I working today? How what's my plan for the week, and go from there. But with all this free time, I've been playing more games, playing guitar, cooking a lot, getting through a bunch of new skills and tasks that I wanted to be doing. My brother is playing through the old Sly Cooper games because they're his favorite games as a kid, and he's like, what, I've got the time, I'm going to play through all of them. So he's currently on the 4th one. He's almost finished it. And it's fun, because like I haven't seen those games, so I'll hang out with him and watch him play, because it's fun to rewatch the stories of those games, because they were things that we did, when we were 12 and 13, as kids in middle school and stuff, that we really enjoyed, but we haven't in so long because we haven't had the time. And I think that's one of the few really fortunate things, at least for our family, about this, is that we've got the time to be together and are capable to be together, because we're all in the same place and in the same area, which we really enjoy. And here you see the gameplay's picking up a little bit. I got another down that way. He doesn't end up dying, but we downed him and forced him to push off back into where the zone was coming from, which is, I don't know if I want to say I enjoy camping the edge of the zone, but I feel like it's a very good tactic. And if you're playing with players who aren't necessarily the most skilled, or with someone you don't know, it's a very easy tactic to stay alive, make it into the zone, play on the edge of the zone, and then go from there. You can get some good loot out of it that way, and it's very interesting to see how people react when you push them out of the zone as they're trying to come in. Like I said, this game plays a little bit slower, but I was trying to get a win with my buddy. He was having a down day, so we, winning at a video game always makes you feel a little bit better, because when trivial things like catching a dub in Warzone is kind of huge. And there's another down there, and I think we end up pushing these guys off this drop, and getting a few kills out of it, because this was the squad that we had pull around the outside. It's definitely an interesting part of the map. I haven't played, this is the first time I had played this part of the map, coming this way. Normally we go dam, catch a helicopter, and then get out of that and go to the other side of the map. But we stayed on foot almost, not the whole time, but most of it. And played it slow, but slow is not always bad. Everyone says, well, why are you camping? Well, if you want to catch the win there. I'm so mad that I missed that second shot right there. I should have had him down. That's why I'm not an optic. But we were, we enjoyed it. We had a good time with the game here, and you'll see that we end up pushing into one of the weirdest endings to a battle royale that I've ever seen, in the airport. But the airport is always a weird place for me. When I get into the airport, I always end up dying for one reason or another. But we were taking shots from down there, and we kind of just hustled out because it was like, let's just get out of Dodge, get our armor back up, and get ready for the end game. We end up down in the tunnel here, and I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it was a good choice. As luck may have it, it was fortuitous choice to come down in this tunnel. So I definitely would recommend, if you get down into the airport in the end game, to try and come down in the tunnel here. There's one way in on either side, and then one way to the left, so there's 3 ways in. So one of each guy can cover each way in. You see we get the team wipe there, drop him. What I should have done, and I didn't think about this, was pick up the proximity mines there and then put them on the entryways, but I didn't think of it at the time, though I should have. It was a very... I just wasn't thinking about it. I was like, okay, Justin's down. We got to get him back up. Prepare for the end game because the circle's getting smaller. And you can see that, so there's the entrance that I was just looking at, this entrance off to the left or the right here, the side entrance, and then the one on the other side. And it turns into, you can have one guy cover one side, one guy cover the back, and one guy cover the side entrance. And at that point, you can kind of cover your bases because they can't come at you from an angle that you're not looking at. Also, heartbeat sensors. Great thing to have. Unfortunately, it was lying to me because the people on the heartbeat sensor were actually above me. I was like, oh, he's 9 meters away. There's a guy here. He has to be here. 16.3 meters. He has to be here. And I'm staring over there like I have no idea where this guy is. Didn't realize he was right above me. Put the trophy system down and start getting ready for the circle. And as we find out, the circle just ends up right on top of us. Fortuitous as it may be. And then we got one squad who comes in from the way we weren't looking, and we have to deal with them. One of them had cold-blooded, one of them did not. I think there was only 2 of them in here. And we had a little bit of a standoff with the cover here because it's well covered down here, which is another good part of it. You can find cover from almost every angle, which is really nice. The trophy system there took a grenade that it was just coming in from the left-hand side, which was, it might have been a grenade he threw. Not so sure about that. But you got the jersey barriers and the buses and stuff to hide behind that don't blow up, so you're kind of safe there, which is really nice. And there's fighting going on above us, to the left of us, and right in front of us. So it gets a little hectic here during the end. And luckily for me, I catch him right there. And then we make the decision to push in just a minute over here. This guy pops in, down him there, finish him off, and the circle just starts closing because it's the last circle. Starts getting smaller and smaller. And in a minute here, I'm going to put the precision airstrike on the outside. And it ends up getting a couple downs on top of us, which was really cool. We still have shots coming from down by the other bus. And there's the down from up top with the precision airstrike. Ends up limiting one of the teams out, or not one of the teams out, but changing the fight upstairs too as well. So if you come down here, keep in mind your precision airstrike is going to go above you. We got a finish there from Justin. And then you'll see the circle starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. There's only 2 teams left and 5 people, so there's the 3 of us and the 2 of them. And at this point, we're looking around. We're like, where the heck are they? Lo and behold, they are above us, And the circle doesn't relocate in Warzone. It shrinks and just keeps shrinking. So at this point, we're like, what the heck do we do? How do we handle this? I don't know what to do. You can see us pinging, like, what do we do? I don't know what to do. I'm checking my watch, like, I don't know how to handle this. And eventually the circle closes to nothing, which I've never seen before. And we just kind of sit around, and one of our guys had a gas mask, and that's what ended up winning it for us. So we got the win without actually killing anyone there at the end, which is weird. So yeah, that was a weird Warzone gameplay. That was long enough so I could, chat and talk. Hopefully there's going to be more videos coming soon because I have the time. I have the ability to get on and do this stuff. Most of them will be shorter than this. If you guys listened all the way through, I appreciate that you listened all the way through. And I hope you guys are out there staying safe. And we can all kind of get through this together. Catch you all next time.